Hola, hola, buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches, depending on where you are right now. Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome everyone to the Spanish Nerd Livestream número 31. Almost said 21. 31, so 31. This is pretty awesome. 31 live streams, or the Spanish Nerd Livestream. I have a few more than just these ones. Pero vamos a empezar, como de siempre. I'm going to start with a little bit of study time. So voy a estudiar por 20 minutos, más o menos. Normalmente hablamos mientras intento estudiar, pero we'll see what happens. So I'm going to write a little bit. Y voy a escribir for about 5 minutes, because, let's see. Yeah, I haven't wrote in Spanish. I haven't sat down and wrote in Spanish for about, I would say, a week since the last live stream. So I need to get that in, and then I should read for about 5 minutes as well, but we'll see how that goes. Read my Spanish book, Fundación. That's the book I'm reading right now. I've been very inconsistent, though. I've been very inconsistent with reading this book. Fundación, un libro de ciencia ficción escrito por Isaac Asimov. So, I mean, it's been pretty interesting so far. I don't even understand everything that's going on yet. I've only read, let's see, how many pages have I read thus far? I've read about, okay, ahora mismo estoy en página 66. I read about 50 pages, so not a lot yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I was trying to finish in February, but we're in March already. We're in March. Yeah, we're in March. El 4 de marzo de este año, and I have not finished this book. So I started this book at the beginning, like February 1st. So I'm fairly behind, but maybe I should probably finish it like the next few days when I have some time. But I've been very lazy. I won't say lazy, pero más como que not dedicating enough time. I'll say that. Not dedicating enough time to reading. So I need to do that some more, because I definitely have some other books that I want to finish this year. I have a lot more I would like to finish. I already finished one book this year. See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 other books that I would like to read, or 5 other books that I would like to read for sure. But they're kind of big. O como tienen muchas páginas, más que 100 páginas, más que 200 páginas, yo creo. Déjame ver. This is exactly how my study time just goes away, because I just end up talking, or we end up talking about different things. This book here, okay, this one is más que 300. Más que 300 páginas, 1984. So, this one has a total of, en total, ay Dios mío, mira, tantas páginas. Este libro tiene 380 páginas. So this one has a lot. I thought it looked a little bit smaller. I thought it was 250, como 250, pero yeah, it has a lot more than I thought. But we'll see. That means I have to dedicate a lot more time to reading and less time to other things. Buenas Jedi. Thanks for coming. Buenas. Good to see you. Le doy la bienvenida. I was just talking about some books that I would like to read and not doing my study time. So I said I was going to write for a little bit. I'm going to write for about 5 minutes. Escribir por 5 minutos más o menos, para crear más frases, desarrollar las frases, hablar con más detalle. Eso es uno de mis motivos para escribir más, para que fortalecer mis ideas más rápido. I think that's pretty key, but writing takes a decent amount of time. So I will do that right now, and then after that I'll read exactly what I wrote. So hopefully it won't be too terrible. Y Jedi, déjame saber, dígame, cuéntame, ¿cómo ha estado? And everybody else who is joining as well, let me know where you're from and how long you've been studying for. Tina Leticia, Spanish Talk, hola, muy buenas estrategias, me encanta. Ah, de nada, es mi gusto. Thank you very much, that's really good to know. I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, let's see. The last time that I wrote something, I sat down and wrote, was February 24th. So it's been a little bit. Let's see, so 5 minutes. Let's see, you're at 11 minutos. Tranquilo, todo bien por acá. Sí, claro que sí, yo he probado una nueva comida. Siempre. Bueno, por lo menos yo intento probar algo nuevo cada fin de semana. Pero sí, pero vamos a practicar, claro, un platillo mexicano, pero vamos a practicar sobre eso en un ratico. And then, of course, as usual, make sure that y'all chat amongst yourselves as well. Ask each other questions if you have any, all that good stuff. Buenas noches, Carl. Saludos desde Colombia. Ah, qué chévere. Y saludos desde los Estados Unidos. Ok, ahora mismo yo voy a escribir algo. Por 5 minutos. Sí, había prestado. 4 de marzo. Nueve. Otra razón yo fui. Oh, una porcaria. Sí. saliera de mi casa. Antes que salir de mi casa. Oh, yeah. Entre el restaurante. Afectuoso. Me gusta hablar inglés así bien como hablas tú en español. Tengo un nivel medio. Ah, qué excelente. Dígame, ¿por cuánto tiempo ha estudiado inglés, Carl? Y estoy súper seguro que me gustaría hablar español. Así, igual que hablas español. Bueno, no igual. Yo no creo que yo podría llegar a un nivel nativo así, pero mejor que ahora. Muchos años. Ok, qué excelente. Y cuéntame, ¿cuáles son las estrategias que has utilizado para aprender inglés? Minutos 6. All right. Yo recomiendo, yo recomiendo que utilizas lo que sea básicamente, cualquier tipo de recurso que te ayuda a aprender un idioma. Y yo digo eso, and I say that because I haven't used it yet. But from what I've heard thus far, that is actually very helpful in many different ways, not just for language learning, but also, different careers and stuff like that. So, or for like learning a lot of different things. So I wrote for 5 minutes and I didn't really, I'll get back to your question too. But I wrote for 5 minutes. I didn't get that far, but let's see. This is what I wrote this far. El fin de semana pasado, salí de la casa rápidamente con muchas ganas de probar una nueva comida mexicana. Por esa razón fui a una taquería cerca de mi casa. Siempre busqué un lugar antes de que saliera de mi casa. Entré el restaurante con una cara sonriente y energía tocable. So that last phrase I just said was energía tocable. And I was trying to say like tangible energy. So I was like thinking in English. So in that case, I didn't know how to actually like como expresar esta frase en español. O como una frase parecida en español. Pero bueno, that's what I guess that's what I would like to say. Like when I write, that's what I would like to say when I'm speaking Spanish, but usually it doesn't come out that way. So. Like I want to be able to tell stories better. I want to be able to speak with more detail and all that good stuff. But yeah, es un desafío. Es un desafío, en verdad. Y hablar con más detalle. Y cuando yo digo, más detalle, me refiero a adjetivos, básicamente. Adjetivos. Por eso razón yo dije sonriente y tocable. Suenas bien. Muchas gracias, Jedi. Thank you very much. Pero como ya tú sabes que me presiono muchísimo, me presiono demasiado. Nunca estoy satisfecho con mi nivel, nunca. Siempre deseo lograr un nivel más avanzado, mejorar mi forma de hablar, pero no debería estar tan, este, no debería presionarme tanto así, porque no es saludable siendo un perfeccionista. But that's just kind of how I am. So Jedi asks, do you recommend using Chat GPT for study para practical un idioma? I said that, yeah, I would recommend using it. But I mean, I recommend using anything that really helps you for the most part. So, like, if it helps you, then use it. I'm sure that it's a good tool. I haven't used it yet. I want to use it sometime soon here. Maybe make it like a video about it. I don't know yet, but I need to definitely check it out. Just what one guy I know has made a video about it, but I haven't. Yeah, I watched his video, so it seems very useful for asking questions and things like that. Almost like a Google, almost. Claro que sí. Los gringos de los Estados Unidos, específicamente. Carlos says, más que nada listening con videos en YouTube. Ok, qué excelente. Seria, con energía seria. Seria, sí. Mark Suarez. Pedraus, Pedraus Suarez. I've been learning English for about 1 year and a half, and I am here. Qué excelente. Bienvenido. Le doy la bienvenida. ¿Y de dónde son ustedes? Let me know where you're from, what country you're from. ¿De qué país son ustedes? And how long you've been learning your languages for? Yo soy de los Estados Unidos. México. Tenemos México y Colombia. O de Carlos practica más la pronunciación de la doble R. Sí, sé que les cuesta mucho a los nativos ingleses. Claro que sí. Because we don't really roll our R's like that. Entonces, cada vez que intente hablar con la R, a veces es ay Dios, no es como se enreda la lengua, pero es como ¿cómo te explico? Es like, a veces, cuando intentamos pronunciar la doble R, es así. No es como but it's more like como pronunciando la R varias veces, repitiendo la doble R varias veces. Sí, entiendo. There's one thing I do improving my English. It is to read cross, crossway. Oh, like crossword? Pero qué excelente que estás aprendiendo inglés. Colombia. Ah, tenemos dos personas de Colombia. Qué excelente. We have two people from Colombia. Two people from Colombia, or Colombia in English. Colombia and Mexico. I would love to go to Colombia one day. Colombia. Y bailar, y bailar. Me encantaría bailar en Colombia. Oye, tienes un acento muy suave. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Puede ser mejor, puede ser mejor. Yo sé, yo sé. Pero ahí va. Colombia. Específicamente Cali. Me toca irme a Cali para bailar. Y recientemente estoy oyendo como una mezcla en una de las canciones de Colombia. Yo oigo como una mezcla de salsa y cumbia. Porque antes nunca había escuchado a la cumbia. Como el año pasado fue la primera vez que yo escuché a la cumbia. Es muy raro, yo sé. Pero fue la primera vez. Y ahora, mientras escucho a la salsa, estoy como oyendo algo más cumbia, quizás por el ritmo y los sonidos de los instrumentos, quizás por eso, pero no es como salsa y nada más, pero es como una mezcla de salsa y cumbia, pero me encanta, me encanta. Todavía no sé qué. I don't know what that instrument is called. Like como cada vez que empieza una canción de cumbia, como escuches este sonido como como sabes el nombre de este instrumento. Do you know what the name of that instrument is? Because I have no idea. Estoy perdido. Además, eso ha sido un clave de mi crecimiento, de cómo yo había adquirido más palabras, más vocabulario, más vocabulario, vocabulario. I don't know why. Saying this word is so hard for me. Saying pronunciación is hard for me, and then saying vocabulario is really hard for me. I don't know why. Probably got to like move my mouth so many times. Vocabulario. Like you have to move your mouth like so many different times. Vocabu. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know why. Vocabulario. Vocabulario. Mark says, bro, hay un cuento muy bacano para practicar el aire. Se llama el rinecuajo. Cumbia se dice cumbia. Es una canción, un cuento. Un cuento es como una historia. Oh, no. Let me look it up. I'll look it up right now. Let's see. Oh, como, es una canción de niños. El, el renacuajo peseador, algo así, no sé, parece así. It is the pero I don't know what that word is either though. Guacharaca, I don't know what that word is. ¿Qué significa? Déjame buscarlo también. Actually, I'm gonna look up los instrumentos de cumbia. Also, for all those who are joining in, let me know de dónde es usted. Let me know where are you from. Also, let me know how has studying been this past month in February. How was your February month of studying Spanish or whatever language? I feel like I could have done a lot more. I did okay. I had a decent amount of. I spoke a lot of Spanish. I spoke a lot of Spanish. I didn't learn too many new words though, and I didn't read that much. But other than that, I did decent, I guess. But with French, yeah, estoy un poco perezoso con el francés. Ok, los instrumentos de cumbia. Ah, la tambora, el tambor alegre. That's an interesting name. El llamador. That's also an interesting name. El guache o maracas, la flauta de millo y dos tipos diferentes de gaita. Creo que una de las cosas que más me llama la atención de los instrumentos de la como salsa, bachata, cumbia, merengue, como esos instrumentos son súper, súper simples, no son complicados. Y como no requieren, como, ¿cómo se dice en español? Como la tecnología para cambiar los sonidos, nada de eso, como puro sonido, me encanta, me encanta. Es muy bonito. Ah, la guira. Oh, si tocan eso también en cumbia. Entonces, aquí en México, muchos people no pronuncian la letra R, puro dance. En México, ¿cómo que no pronuncian la letra R? ¿Cómo así exactamente? ¿Como los mexicanos o, o los extranjeros, Jedi? Are you talking about the Mexican people? And like, what do you mean by como la letra R exactamente? Or I'm like doing Spanglish, but yeah, that's the text way. Speaking of Texas, in Texas, I thought this was really funny. In Texas, you have washaterias, or maybe it's an E. It could be an A. It could be an E or it could be an A. But there are washaterias, and if you see this word, this is it is a a Spanglish word, very Spanglish. I love it. Washateria. Sí, yo sé que sí, los puertorriqueños no pronuncian la R, y también los dominicanos hacen lo mismo. Pero los mexicanos, siempre yo pensaba que los mexicanos pronunciaran cada letra. Eso es como lo que me di cuenta de los mexicanos en comparación con los otros, en comparación con los otros países de habla hispana. Los mexicanos como pronuncian más palabras que otros países. Es la charrasca. Okay. Philip Aiken, what TV shows do you watch in Spanish? Well, I haven't watched anything this year really. But what I have watched in the past, well, let's see, the last show that I watched was El Señor de los Cielos. I think they took that off Netflix. It used to be on Netflix. I think it's on. You can find that on YouTube. I don't think for sure you can find that on YouTube. So como eso como todo que tiene que ver con los narcotráficos. So it's everything to do with like narcos and things like that. So yeah, it's a very interesting show. I would say it's quite gruesome at times. I would say that's the right word I'm looking for. that show's it's pretty como muy duro. It's like very, very gruesome at times because it's about narcos, you know. So, um, El Señor de los Cielos. I've seen that one, and then the most recent show I've watched is La Falsa Identidad. I really like this. I really like this show. This show's really good. Está en México, o la historia está en México. I'm trying to think. Is there other who else is in there? They have different accents. There's one Colombian woman. There's one Colombian woman who's in it. There's a Colombian woman. I think there's mostly Mexicans in that show, but there's definitely a Colombian woman. So you hear the Colombian accent as well. La falsa identidad. El Dragón is like one of my favorite ones. That one's kind of this show's like really messed up too. A lot of these shows are really messed up. Es como regreso de un guerrero, algo así. El Dragón, that should still be on Netflix. Let's see, the other show that I've watched, recently, those three, oh no, Ingobernable. I didn't like that show that much. It was all right. Ingobernable. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it still is. Ingobernable. It was all right. They like the como. Okay, yeah, I won't spoil it. Never mind. But it was all right. It was okay. That one's like a little bit of like English and Spanish for some episodes. Eso pasa mucho here in Mexico. Al sur de México no pronuncian bien la letra R, pero la Ciudad de México sí. Nunca me di cuenta, pero quizás por la razón por la cual yo no he conocido cada acento en México. Y también como no había conocido un mexicano de cada parte de México tampoco. Quizás por esta razón. Pero eso es siempre lo que yo tenía en mente, que los mexicanos pronuncian cada letra. Pero vamos a ver, eso sería muy interesante escuchar. Carl, ¿cómo te va con la pronunciación de la ñ? Me va bien. Nunca he tenido muchos problemas con eso. Ñato, niño, coño. That's a funny word. No hagas caso de los acentos neutros, no hay tal. ¿Cómo así? Los acentos neutros. Philip Aiken, what level of Spanish are you now? C1 or C2? I have no idea because I don't take those tests. So I don't only take proficiency exams. Mucho mafia. Yeah, so I don't really take any exams or anything like that. So I have no idea what level I am. So like the way that I measure my progress and like the way that I measure my proficiency level is like I create my own way basically of measuring my own progress and speaking, or not speaking, but of my proficiency level. So I don't take any exams. Maybe I will sometime this year, but we'll see. But like in that case, I think it would be because I think those if you take an examination, I feel like that's only going to measure your more of like your reading skills and your writing skills. My writing skills like aren't like the best, especially when it comes to grammar and stuff like that. There's only so much I can write about grammatically speaking. But yeah. Yo compré una nueva cámara. Quizás se dan cuenta de eso. So I bought a new camera, webcam, and it definitely looks a lot better. It feels como más ancho, como no sé. Se siente más ancho, como se puede ver más a cada lado, pero no estoy seguro. But definitely looks a lot better. So I like it. It's a nice camera. Gracias a todos ustedes por sus donaciones. So Thanks everyone's donations. So that's been pretty helpful. Pay, eso es neutro. O sea, no sé por qué lo dice que es español neutro si ustedes tienen un acento de lo lindo. Lo dices que es español neutro si ustedes tienen un acento de lindo. Ah, no estoy seguro. Carl, I love USA capitalism. Yeah. Unas personas les gustan les gusta el capitalismo en mi país y otras personas no. Otras personas están en contra del capitalismo. I like saying that word a lot. Capitalismo or socialismo or all the lismos. I like saying those words. And let's see. For all those who are joining in, make sure that you share de donde es usted. For all those who are coming in, le doy la bienvenida al trying to say that in English. I forgot. Yeah, welcome. I was gonna say I give you the welcome. I give you the welcome. Yeah, I give you the welcome. Yeah, so welcome to the Spanish Nerd live stream. Número 31. 31. I have a problem saying 30 también. 30 y 13. I've been mixing up for the past. I've been mixing those two up over the past few weeks, and I have no idea why. 13 and then 30. For some odd reason, I've been having struggle with those. I struggle with those. Pero no voy a hablar sobre la política. No vamos a hacer eso. Vamos a hablar y dedicar nuestro tiempo a los idiomas. So we're going to focus on, yeah, not politics, but language learning. Because this is not a political live stream. Pero podemos hablar sobre ¿cómo diría? Como palabras políticas, así. Philip Aiken, how many Spanish words do you know? I have no idea. I mean, I could probably write out a lot of Spanish words right now and see how many I know, but that would take a very long time. You know what? That would be like no. I'm not gonna say anything. Never mind. Ni importa. Olvídalo eso. Olvídalo. Mark Suárez. ¿Sabías que el idioma inglés le tiene copiado mucho de la alta gramática a las lenguas que proceden del latín, bro? Claro que sí, yo sé. Por lo tanto, tú puedes aprender muy ligero nuestro idioma. Sí, como ya había querido tanto. So, for all those who are coming in, let me know where you are from. De dónde son ustedes? And how long you have been learning Spanish or any other language that you've been learning. Let me know that. Carl, en Colombia tenemos muchísimos acentos: paisa, costeño, rolo y caleño. I've heard. But I don't know what really any of those accents sound like, really. I've met a few Colombians, but I don't have any Colombian friends. Philip Aiken asks, what places have you traveled to use your Spanish? Have you ever had problems having conversation with natives? To that second question, all the time. I would say every single week. It's always a struggle. Like it's never like I mean, yeah, it's always a struggle having conversations. Well, I'll talk more about that in a second. What places have I traveled to? I have traveled to Mexico and I've been to the Dominican Republic, those places. So one time yo fui a Guadalajara, Mexico. So I've been to Guadalajara, Mexico, and then I've also been to Santo Domingo in la República Dominicana, in RD. So I've been to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. And I've also been to Samaná. And Samaná is very beautiful. En el norte de la isla. Bueno, en el norte de la isla de RD. So, and the northern part of the island, the most northern part of the island, northeast. Let me see, northeast. Yeah, northeast. That's where it's. I don't know. I see northeast, or it's a straight north. Let me see. I forget. I think it's northeast, or northeast of Santo Domingo, específicamente. Ay Dios. RD. Mi corazón está ahí. Yeah, so it's like a little bit of like north. It's like slightly northeast of Santo Domingo. But yeah, Samaná is really beautiful. En la es en la isla de Hispaniola, porque esa isla, como la mitad de la isla es Haiti, got Haiti, and then you have the Dominican Republic. Really interesting, like history and stuff like that too. But yeah, having conversations is very difficult. Like even still, because it's never. I always tell people like or language learners that it's never like I just understand 100%. Like it's never really been like that. Especially if I meet someone new, it takes time for me to adjust to the way that they speak. So it's never like I really understand 100% of what people say. Like, even my friends, I understand like 100% of what they say. So like that's like the biggest piece. But I mean, it's like I still get through. I mean, I can get through my conversations just fine without having to know everything. I think that's the biggest piece. Like you don't have to know 100% of what somebody is saying to have a conversation with them, which sounds kind of weird, but yeah. Carl, ahora que sabes español, podrías enseñarme inglés muchísimo más fácil que los que no saben. Bueno, quizás, pero yo no soy instructor. Eso es lo que debería haber dicho al principio de esta live stream, de este video en directo, that I am not a teacher. So, yeah, don't forget that. No te olvides. Yeah, not a teacher. I am not a teacher. Let's see. Yeah, not a teacher, nothing like that, not a professor. So I'm just a learner. Solamente yo soy un estudiante de español, nada más, nada menos. That's not French. Muy. Because I think French and French, menos, my goodness, menos. I can't. I get like every language mixed up. I think it's like muy. Algo así. Es como un poco parecido. Y como se corta la S, le corta la S, le corte la R también. Como me complica demasiado el francés. Este idioma me cuesta aprender por todos los acentos y la pronunciación de francés me cuesta. Y también como yo mezclo cada idioma. Español, francés y inglés. I think that's what it is in French. Let me see. Like that's the most difficult part of learning French is that like the words can look similar to the Spanish ones, but they don't sound alike at all. Menos in francés. It's also what I do for like learning French. Like right now, I looked up menos in francés. So then I'll look up things. I'll look up what I'm looking for in French. I'm looking for like a specific word or something like that in French, but I'll type the question in Spanish. So that helps out a lot for like trying to study both at the same time. Entonces, menos traducción en francés. ¿Cómo se llama francés? Yeah, so menos is moin. Déjame ver. Mo. Algo así, mo. Anyway, I just got sidetracked. French is hard. Tejano, ¿verdad? Suenas como un tejano. Órale. Oye, Mark Suárez. Oye, ¿cuál es el acento que más te gusta que piensas? Oye, espérate. ¿Cuál es el acento que más te gusta o que piensas del acento de España? Bueno, yo no conozco muchos acentos de España, solamente yo conozco como solamente uno, por la razón por la cual no he estudiado tanto de España. So like I don't know many of the like accents and accents of Spain. So like if you like if there was like many Spanish people right in front of me and they were speaking with different accents, I wouldn't be able to more than likely I'd be able like to tell it. I mean, I'd be able to tell the difference, but I couldn't tell you like what accent it is at all because I don't know that much about Spain. So I wouldn't be able to like really tell the accents apart or anything like that. Como yo no podría distinguir entre los acentos en España, no tengo ni idea. Me falta el conocimiento. Sí, se va, tío, y soy, conozco, y yo conozco, yo sé esas palabras, I know that, like those words, tío, I know tronco, and then I know como tronco es como amigo, tronco, then I know, me ha iliado parda. I know that one too, that phrase, me ha iliada parda. That one's like really tough to say. Oh, Philip, you asked a great question. I love answering that question. Ok, Carl, no queremos por profesores de idiomas, esos son a los que menos se les aprende sin ofender, porque crees que en colegio todos tenemos la materia de inglés, pero nadie sale hablando ni yendo un liberato. Bueno, yo diría lo mismo que un montón de escuelas y universidades en los Estados Unidos. Por esa razón tenemos un montón de chistes sobre Spanglish, Spanglish y ¿qué es el otro chiste? El, chip, el chiste de como sabo que es o el chiste de ¿cuál otra? Spanglish o Tejano, Tex-Mex, como una mezcla de Texas y México, porque siempre cambiamos inglés de inglés a español y de español y a inglés. Siempre estamos como mezclando los idiomas, obviamente, porque estamos en los Estados Unidos y hablamos en varios idiomas acá. Pero en cuanto a la educación, sí, como nunca me sale un acento suave o correcto de ninguna manera. Cuando yo salí de la universidad, mi acento fue horrible. Mi acento fue horrible, mi forma de hablar me dio asco. Y sí, como no podría platicar, no podría expresarme en español cuando estuviera en la universidad. La universidad cuesta muchísimo si no se dan cuenta o si no saben, cuesta mucho en los Estados Unidos, como las universidades públicas, ¿ok? Y todavía con tanto dinero que alguien invierta en la universidad, todavía podría salir de una universidad sin hablar como debería, con tanto dinero eh, eh, pagado. Eso es mi humilde opinión, porque yo estuve en la universidad y cuando yo salí casi no sabía nada. Yo sabía un montón de palabras y como la teoría de gramática, pero aparte de eso, no mucho. Como como la conversión auditiva fue pésimo. Mi forma de hablar, pésimo. Eh, la pronunciación, pésimo. También mi conocimiento de la cultura de Latinoamérica, horrible. De España, lo mismo. Pero eso fue solamente mi experiencia, no podría hablar para todo el mundo, para todos los estadounidenses, pero yo creo que es un patrón, para decirlo menos. Pero hoy en día, yo diría que tenemos más escuelas dedicadas a español y idiomas en general. Por ejemplo, tenemos escuelas que se llaman como, what are they called? What are they called? Como immersion schools, algo así. Immersion schools en los Estados Unidos tenemos más hoy en día en las que se dan clases de español y inglés y los estructuras ay Dios mío, estructor, estructores, profesores. Los profesores se dan clases a los niños como de 4 años, de 4 años, 5 años, 6 años, como el primer grado o el primer grado. De esa edad se dan clases de español. Entonces, cuando están muy chiquiticos, muy joven, serán clases de español y un poco de inglés. Y tenemos estas escuelas bilingües más hoy en día en los Estados Unidos y son muy populares. Entonces, como tenemos esta oportunidad para dar a nuestros hijos ahí en estos tipos de escuelas, no estoy seguro qué tan beneficioso son estas escuelas y si se funcionan, pero yo quizás sí, se funcionan porque están hablando con los niños de 4 y 5 años en español. En comparación con mi experiencia, yo empecé cuando tenía eh, 13 años, 13 años, 13 años, 13 años, pero como que no tanto. So, I learned that much though. Also, for all those everybody in the live stream, make sure that you check out the links in the description of this live stream as well for some different resources, like different books that I have. Some book suggestions, and then like also other resources like a dictionary, Spanish grammar book, Spanish verb book, things like that. And then discount for ITALKI lessons if you haven't taken like those trial lessons, then you'll be able to get like those discounts. So it's like for like newcomers to the platform. And then also download my Spanish conversation blueprint. So that is like a free PDF that you can download that will help you have better conversations in Spanish. So yeah, we were just talking about that. So that's in the description box as well of this live stream. Then also I have a link for. Actually, no, I have some French. I have some French resources too. If you're learning French, I have some French resources too in the description as well. Then also a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page, so you can donar dinero, so you can donate as well if you like to support my channel. Phil Bacon, I'm new to studying Spanish. I'm on month 2 so far. What's your suggestion getting to the place where you can start speaking? So I mean, my advice for that always is just like start from day one for the most part. So whatever Spanish that you have right now, I'd recommend that you just start saying them. It's like it doesn't matter like what quantity it is. Like, it really doesn't. Like if you have, let's say you have 10 words. If you know 10 words, they're different ones. So say hola, mesa, luz, ojo, calle, and sol or something like that. So basically, with those 10 words, then you would just like practice saying them throughout the day. Think about them as well when you are, yeah, throughout the day. Think about those words too. That's what I do all the time. Now I do. I wish I did this, years ago or a few years ago, not that long ago, a few years ago, where I would just think in Spanish. So you would think about those 10 words throughout the day as well. Like, oh, okay, sol, luz, those different types of things. Hola, hola, buenos dias. Because basically, what you're trying to do when you're practicing speaking like that is to practice speaking, because you haven't done it before. So, and it's really good for, I would say, like retention too, for whatever you're learning, because there's a big difference between someone who learns, say someone who's let's say two language learners. You have one that is that learns for 20 minutes every single day. Let's say that learns for 20 minutes every single day, but then this language learner, they don't think in Spanish. They don't practice speaking Spanish for a full 24 hours. So then it's like, okay, once you start studying again, you have to like try to somehow remember all remember what you studied from yesterday, but it's been a full day, but you haven't really been you haven't been thinking about it at all. So this happened to me too, like all the time. You're not thinking about Spanish for a long time, and then your brain has to like adjust, has to go through like a rigid transition back to Spanish again, versus another language learner who studies for 20 minutes every single day, but like within that 24-hour period, when they're not studying, they're still thinking about those words, so it's easier for them to recall it. So that's an example that I would give, like the difference. It's a lot harder to like remember Spanish words and things like that if you're not thinking about them, if you're not speaking them. It's one thing just study for a few minutes a day. It was really good, do that, but then also just try to reproduce them throughout the day, because that's really going to help you like remember them really good, and it's going to help you with your pronunciation, remembering pronunciation. Again, let's say like a full 24/7 goes by and you weren't thinking about that word at all, you weren't thinking about the pronunciation of the word, then it would be a little bit more difficult. I mean, it can be more difficult, to remember that word. I'm just like giving an example. But yeah, I would say, yeah, just use whatever you can at what your level is right now. And then the same thing from here on out. So, the more words that you use, just try to include them when you're speaking. Even if you can't say sentences right now, that's fine. Like, I'll give you an example. Like right now in French, right now, I mean, there's a lot of words I can't say in general because like the pronunciations are really difficult for me right now. But there's like my vocabulary level is very, very low. I can't really say that many sentences. I haven't learned many phrases at all. But I still try to say what I do know. Like like I'm trying to think. What do I have right now? Like lo. Water is spelled super weird in French. It's like L, it's como L. Let me write it right now. Like, I remember how it's spelled because I think about it a lot. But at first, I didn't remember it at all because it's something like this. It's like really, really strange. It's something like this. I'm probably spelling it wrong, but like that's what I remember because I try to think about this word low. Loop. I don't know. Anyway, I want to pronounce. I have no idea how to pronounce this word. It's like super difficult because it's not like Spanish. It's not like Spanish. It's not a like como un idioma fonético. It's not a phonetic language. So like we can't really pronounce letters in Spanish like you can in French, because it's not a phonetic language. So I can't just go right now and like go from letter to letter. It won't work. I mean, I can, but like there's like letters that you won't pronounce, and there's like rules for that, and I don't know all the rules, all that good stuff. But anyway, what I was trying to say was like this word right here, it could be spelled right or it could be spelled wrong. But anyway, I've been thinking about this word, ever since I learned it, whenever like a few months ago, or something like that. So I always try to make sure like I think about the word throughout the day, when I learn it, when I learn it for the first time, or I like forget a lot easier. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, speaking. And then so I'm thinking about the word. So like now I'm able to, I'm like I kind of remember what it or how to write it, or how it's what's English. I always forget English. How it's spelled. There we go. How it's spelled. But then like the pronunciation is a little bit difficult. I don't really know the pronunciation, but like I'm gonna try anyway. Okay, low, lu, lao, something like that. So anyway, like throughout the day, okay, I know how it's spelled. That I try to practice saying it throughout the day. Como yo tengo el agua ahora mismo. So like if I see water, then like I'll try to think of this word that's on the screen right now. I'm like, okay, water. Okay, in French, that's this. So it's like throughout the day, maybe you drink water a few times a day. Then if you know the word agua, then you would just say, oh, this is agua. Okay, agua. So it's like that. Like you don't have to have a lot of vocabulary to start speaking, but of course, if you're talking about like having a conversation, that's kind of like a different story. Like you can still have a conversation, with little words, but you probably won't be like speaking that much. Maybe the other person will be speaking a lot more. Like you'll be saying like a few words and like not a lot, which I have done before in the past as well. Dame un minuto, por favor. I have to charge my laptop here, so let me connect it real quick. Mi espada. Good question, Philip. How long did it take you to learn? Let me take this first before I start speaking. Philip Aiken has. And if I pronounce your name incorrectly, don't get angry. It's just I'm not great at pronouncing everything. Mm. Oh, Mark Suárez, totalmente de acuerdo con vos, Carl. Yo nunca pude con esa materia solo después por mí mismo y por necesidad lo aprendí a bro, lo entiendo en los dos idiomas. Oh yeah. Also, make sure that you like this live stream if you haven't done so already, and then also suscríbete. Subscribe to my channel too if you've done that. Suscribir a mi canal, and turn on notifications so you can be notified for new videos. I'll have some new videos coming out next week, so keep your eyes open for those. Keep your eyes out. No, not keep your eyes out. Just come to YouTube, and more than likely you'll see a video of mine. Also, yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat here. How did you find my channel, and how long have you been watching my videos for? Cynthia Linian, de los Estados Unidos, from the U.S. Phil Bacon, how long did it take you to learn to roll the R's? No time at all because I already knew how to roll my R's. Not the Spanish way, but I was already doing that like as a kid, like doing so I already knew how to do that before I started learning Spanish. So no time at all. But as far as learning the Spanish way of doing it, like pronouncing the words in Spanish, but really not that long. Since I already knew how to do the double R already, it's it really wasn't that challenging. It's more just a practice. So I don't really have like a time because I really never focused on it. I never focused on the double R. Like I know like a lot of other language learners, they stress out a lot about it, but for me, it's not something I focus on. I think for me, I was more self conscious about not being able to understand Spanish speakers. So like I didn't care about like the double R because I was like too insecure about that. So that's the only thing I was focused on. Then you said when I pronounce words with R, la R and doble R, I can roll the R, but I have to think about it. It's not automatic. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be like the same thing with like, with excuse me. Um it's going to be like the same thing. I would say like with a lot of trying to pronounce a lot of different words. Like for me, like you probably already heard me on this live stream, repeating a lot of the same words because I had to do that over and over again. Um, and then I also had to focus really hard when I'm pronouncing words too. Like when I say Estados Unidos, I'm focusing really hard when I say that too because I used to have a bad habit of saying you instead of saying ooh. So like last year I had a bad or like the beginning of last year and then prior, like years prior, I had a bad habit of saying like usar instead of saying usar. So I've been like practicing that a lot and focusing on making sure that I say those correctly. Usar, utilizar, what do I think of other us? Fundación, not fundación, and ¿qué más? Ay Dios, me confunda. Humilización, and they're not saying humiliación or humiliación, pero humillación. We're not saying huye, but we're saying uye. So I'm always like focused on my pronunciation. And it's I don't know if it's really automatic for a lot of people. Um, I think some language learners think that will happen. I don't know if it really does. I don't know if it. I have to after that. Se enreda la boca. Se enreda. But yeah, what was I saying? I would have to ask a language learner because I don't know if things happen automatically. For me, I have to not force. I have to push myself to do everything. Como yo tengo que empujarme, pronunciar las letras correctamente, pensar en español, hablar en español. So like nothing for me has ever been automatic. I've always had to push myself to speak Spanish, to think in Spanish, to pronounce words correctly. La doble R, like como todo. I've always had to like push myself to do those things. It hasn't been like automatic. Unfortunately, I wish it was automatic, but for me, that has not been the case. If it happens to other people, I have no idea. La Banda Limo o Los Tucanes de Tijuana. I feel like I've heard that before. Jedi, ¿no te confundes cuando utilizas en español? No, porque yo aprendí eso como hace dos años. Do you see yourself living in Spanish-speaking country? If so, where? Absolutamente. Claro que sí. Me encantaría mudarme. Huirme de este país para siempre. No, just kidding. But I would definitely like to live in a Spanish-speaking country. Right now, I would like to be in Dominican Republic or even Mexico. Because I mean, those are the only two places I've been. But really, I'm sure that I would be okay with basically any Spanish-speaking country for the most part. I'm sure I wouldn't mind. I'm not like super picky. But how about you? Do you see yourself living in a Spanish-speaking country? And if so, where? Actually, that's a question for everybody. Do you see yourself living in a Spanish-speaking country? If so, where? But I can definitely see myself living in RD, my beautiful, beautiful Dominican Republic. Siempre yo digo que mi corazón vive ahí. I always say that. I always say like my heart lives there. But I love Mexico too. I'm like Mexico. I mean, como es super difícil para compararse, para comparar RD a Mexico. It's like yeah, I can't compare the two. I can't compare them like culturally. I can't compare them linguistically. They're completely different. Hey, Dede Duro. 65. What's up? Jedi, you like WWE? Yes, I do. I do like WWE. Rey Mysterio, of course. But my favorite, como mi personaje favorito en WWE o en la luchador o lucha libre fue Kane. Kane. El monstruo rojo, the Red Monster. Andulicia, Andulicia, ¿vives en Andulicia? Qué guay. México es único, eres. Sí, claro que sí. Eso es la neta. Neta. So Megan, do you have your phone and laptop in Spanish? No, actually, my phone right now is in French because I just turned my phone into French like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So right now my phone is in French. My phone's in French. My computer, no, my computer has never been in Spanish for many different reasons. But my phone or my computer has never been fully in Spanish. But like I do have different pages that can be in Spanish because different websites they have the option. Like there's plenty of websites where you can have the page be in Spanish or not page like have the whole website in Spanish. So I try to use that feature a lot. But I don't really have a desire to have my whole computer in Spanish because I do a lot of things in English and it's complicated. So it would just make things a lot harder switching between English and Spanish like that. Da, 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 da. Is your phone in Spanish, Philip? Jira, aquí hay de todo. Yo sé, un poco de todo. Cynthia, clearly living in Spain. KY, south of Spain. Andalusia is pretty cool. I've heard good things about Andalusia. I mean, I've heard good things about Spain in general. How is it living there? I've never been to Spain in general, so I don't really know anything about Spain. De Duro. What's the name of that feature? It's not a feature. Well, yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's not like it's a feature. I don't really know honestly. I think too because I always mess up the settings on my computer sometimes. So I have a Spanish keyboard, a French keyboard, but I think the very fact that I have and then okay, I do have a what's this called? Mm, so on Google Chrome, you can add like different what are these things called? It's not a tool. Oh, an extension. And then I have like an extension for Google Translate, but that's different. So yeah, you can do translate page with the Google Trans. I don't really like the Google Translate extension. It doesn't really work that well. But I think just because my computer has the Spanish keyboard, it just like some pages just automatically change to Spanish. And I have no idea why. That's why I just like I don't want to mess with my with my settings too much. I feel like I'm just gonna just mess up even more. So sometimes I have pages that automatically go to Spanish, and then other times no. Like the if you go like on Amazon, I know you can do that. If you go to Amazon right now, there's a little button at the top, and then you can switch it to Spanish. But word of caution on that. If you try to make transactions, because doing it's been difficult for me. Para decirlo menos. Como haciendo transacciones en español es me complica. That and then this is actually really cool. So if you do change the language on Amazon to Spanish, so if you do that and then you try to do like the chat thing, right? Like so you need to talk to someone about a product that you just bought, you will actually get a Spanish speaker because you're on like the Spanish page. So then when you do that, when you change the language to Spanish, then you'll be having like I think they call like chat agents or whatever, like a Spanish chat agent. So that's actually pretty cool. You get the Spanish, you get the Spanish, you get the Spanish, you get the Spanish what should I say? Yeah, you get like a Spanish chat agent. So I've done that before. I've done that multiple times. So the first time I did it was on accident. I didn't know that was possible, but that happened, and I was chatting with someone or chatting with an agent who was a Spanish speaker. So that was kind of cool. I was kind of impressed with myself. But then it got to the point where I had to call them, or that they were going to call me. So they actually called me about the product. I was trying to. I can't remember if it was like broken or something. I don't even know what it was, or something was wrong with my product that I bought anyway. And I was calling them to get like a refund or something or whatever. So they called me. I had no idea what the other guy said. I mean, like literally no idea. It was super embarrassing. I was just like, see, and then like the person on the line, like he could tell that I had no idea. I had no idea. Like I had no idea what they were saying. It was hilarious. But then other times, I haven't had to call anybody, and it was just chatting, and like that, I feel a little bit more comfortable doing. So like experiences like that, I'm just like, oh man, it's difficult to do everything in Spanish. That's for sure. Cynthia, Andalucia is probably the warmest area of all of Spain. That's why I'm here. Ah, okay. Okay, excelente. Did you play Age of Empires for the PC? No, I haven't done that before. I've heard of it, but I've never played it before. Philip, my phone isn't in Spanish for the same reason you said. You should. You should. Honestly, you should. The phone is not. It's not really a big issue. I mean, you'll learn quickly. Plus, I mean, I would say when it comes, computer is a little bit more challenging because it's not like I don't know how to put it. It's just weird on the computer because there's so many different features and stuff on the computer, and there's like some things will be in English and some things won't be in Spanish. It's just like I don't know exactly how to work it yet. That's the only reason why I haven't done it because I do a lot of things in English. But I would say you should definitely change if you change your phone to Spanish right now, like you will learn a lot of vocabulary words like really fast. Um Very fast and then all because you're looking at it every single day. But also like if you have it on mine, but like if I were to um let's see here. Like, go on here. Oh, if you can see that. Nope. Why is it so bad? It's not focusing. Well, if you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, I don't know how it works. I'm pretty sure it's the same. But like, if you have your phone on you, you have it in Spanish. It's like, okay, I know today is samedi in French, but in Spanish it's going to be sábado. It's sábado today. It's going to be sábado. Cuatro. There's going to be marzo or mars in French. So it's going to be samedi. Then like it's really nice because you get to see that every single day. You see that every single day, so like you will actually acquire that vocabulary a lot easier. And then the same thing, like some of the app names will be different, like the weather would be different. Some of them are the same though. Some of them don't change. Like right now, my phone is set to French, but like I have a lot of names for the apps that like they're exactly the same. Only ones that have changed, like the weather one has changed, the timer has changed, the calendar name has changed, photos has changed. Other ones stay the same. But then like if you have like your mail on your phone, then like some of the words will change there. Like mine right now is modifier. Yeah, especially like with the I know for sure if you have an iPhone, then if you have Spanish on your phone, then like everything in your mail will change. So it's pretty cool. I think like if you like it'll say like borrar, for example, if you have an iPhone again. I don't know about Android, I'm sure it's the same. But if you're deleting a message, like you'll see the word borrar for like or eliminar, one of those two words for like deleting the message. Or you'll see words like abrir or cerrar. You'll see words like abrir and cerrar, which are open and close. You see those a lot. You'll see like pestañas. Weirdly enough, pestañas apparently is like a page on a website. I don't know. It's really weird. Pestañas is like a page on the website, but it's also your eyelashes, right? Really interesting. There's that, and then yeah. So I would definitely recommend if your phone is not in Spanish or in your target language, I'd recommend doing it today, like or doing it right now. Super simple, takes like 30 seconds. So I recommend doing that. And you don't have to worry about like not knowing the names of everything. You don't have to know because since you use your phone so much, the only thing you have to do is remember where things are, which you already know because you use your phone all the time. So it wouldn't be that difficult to navigate because you go to the same apps or whatnot, the same settings, like how to navigate. If not, then you go on YouTube. So that's why I would do it because you will learn that vocabulary really fast just from seeing it over and over again. I should take my own advice. Am I a gamer? Claro que sí. Yo soy jugador. Definitivamente. Ahora mismo yo tengo un PlayStation 4. 4, no 5. No 5. No, yo no creo que yo voy a comprar un 5. Porque hoy en día yo no juego muchos videojuegos. Desafortunadamente, pero ahora mismo me llama la atención. Quizás esta noche yo no voy a leer nada, yo no voy a estudiar nada, yo voy a jugar Call of Duty because I haven't played Call of Duty in such a long time and I feel like playing Call of Duty. But I won't get on video games because I'll talk about video games all day long. Cynthia Lineal says, I live in a city called Granada. I've heard Granada before, and it's really laid back and the people are friendly. There are many cultural activities happening all the time. That's great. Granada. Adios. Micrófono. Philip, how do natives rate your Spanish? Do they think you are great? Can you understand fast spoken Spanish? Oh, that's three different words. That's three different questions. How do natives rate your Spanish? I don't know. I don't really ask them. At least not anymore. I used like when I first started speaking with Spanish speakers, I used to ask them a lot, like, "Oh, how do I sound?" But now I don't really care. I don't really ask them too much. I mean, they say I sound good, but keep in mind they have been saying that I've been sounding good for like 4 years. So Spanish speakers have been very kind. Starting with the Mexicans. When I first went to Mexico in 2019, when I sounded absolutely horrible, I couldn't really speak Spanish that much. I couldn't speak Spanish like the whole time I was there at all. And they still told me that my Spanish was good, even though it was terrible. So that's what I have to say about that. They've been saying I've been sounding good for 4 years or they say that you como hablas muy bien, like they're just como buena muy una gente muy amable, muy amable. Y me hace sentir muy especial. And then, do they think they are? Do they think you are great? Yeah, I guess so. I think I'm all right. So it's kind of just hard to tell. Like from their perspective, I don't really know. This camera, I'm telling you, like como mi cámara, mi nueva cámara está wow, está muy clara. Como yo podría ver todas mis imperfecciones en mi cara. Wow, mira esto. This camera is like a really good upgrade. It's really clear, muy clara. And can you understand fast spoken Spanish? I would say yes, but it also depends. It depends on the person. It always depends on the person. It's not like I can understand every single person all the time. It really depends on the person. Like last night, I was with one of my friends, or two of them. They're both Mexican. I don't understand anything that they say all the time, and I talk to them all the time. So it's not like a ¿cómo le explico? It's not like a what was the question again? Can you understand fast spoken Spanish? Yeah, it's not like a just because of I've increased my listening comprehension a lot over the past few years. It doesn't mean like I still. It's not like I understand Spanish speakers 100% of the time, every single day, every single conversation. I think I've already like said that before in this live stream, but I'll say it again. So it's not like that at all. It's not like I just because I'm a lot better now than I was 2 years ago doesn't mean I still don't struggle to understand Spanish speakers, because it's always going to be a struggle. So like it's gotten better, that's for sure. It's gotten better. It really depends. Like I said, it depends on the person, depends on the conversation, and how long I'm having the conversation for with someone. So it really depends. It's variable. It's not like a straight line. Spanish comprehension is not like a straight line. It really varies from conversation to conversation. Bilingual Secrets. Hola, Spanish Blueprints. Espero que publiques más contenido en español. Muchas gracias. Sí, voy a hacerlo. Yo sé que hay personas que quieren escucharme más hablando en español. You play Ace 3, Austin? Wait. Is Ace 3 is that a newer version, or because I know what game you're talking about. En vivo animalit. Bienvenido. And for all those who are joining, make sure that you like this live stream if you haven't done so already. Also, suscríbete. I like saying this word so much because I work very hard to pronounce it. Suscribir, suscríbete, suscriben a mi canal, subscribe to my channel. I like this so much. This is like really cool. It's very pretty. Suscríbete. So yeah, like last year I learned the word because of doing YouTube. Or I probably would have never like thought about trying to figure out how to say the word is suscribir. And last year, I'm telling you, it was incredibly challenging to say this word because suscri, like that transition from su to cri, like I could not do it. It was like super difficult. So suscribir para ser un suscriptor, y se suscriben, suscríbete, todo esto, como cada variación de esta palabra me confundió, en verdad. So it's very hard. So if I say it a lot, it's because I like to say it in Spanish because it sounds absolutely amazing. It sounds way better than subscribe. No, don't subscribe. Suscríbete, por favor. Suscríbete. Suscríbete. And then also turn on your notifications too. And for all those who are joining in, let me know how you found my channel. Like if you like looked me up, or if someone recommended, or if someone like shared a video with you or something like that of mine. And how long have you been watching videos from my channel for? I mean, it's not like it's been that long. I've only been on YouTube for a year and almost 4 months, almost a year and 4 months. So it's just como al principio de este camino, de esta aventura. So just the beginning of this journey. So hope to be here for a while. Desde duro. When I change my phone's language, Boggle went from English words to Spanish words. What is boggle? I don't know what boggle is. What's boggle? Oh, the game of boggle. Okay. Wait, Jedi, do you know what Ace is? Or have you played Ace before? So I'm not sure if you're talking about Ace Combat. I'm not sure if you're talking about Ace Combat or not. If you're talking about Ace Combat, let me know. If you're not talking about Ace Combat, then I have no idea what game you're talking about. Yeah, you have to be talking about Ace Combat. There's like no other game that's called Ace, right? But there's like 7 other Ace Combats, or 6 of them. I haven't played the newest one though, but I would like to because I like airplanes and jets and things like that. But anyway, did I miss a question? No, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Cynthia says or asks, what would you say is the easiest accent for you to understand? For me, that's also very challenging. That's challenging because I've only met so many different Spanish speakers. And I only talk to so many Spanish speakers like on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So it's difficult for me to it's difficult for me to say. Um, yeah, because it's not like it's hard to say. Which is more difficult for me right now? Okay, I'll rephrase it like this: the accent that I've been exposed to, that's probably the best word that I've been exposed to so far, is more difficult for me to understand is the Cuban accent, because I just heard the Cuban accent for the first time last year. But finally, like being at the gym and stuff like that, I if I overhear some Cuban speaking, or at least I don't know how many accents that they have there in the country, but like now I've been able to like pick out when a Cuban is talking. If I hear them like just whatever at a store or something like that, or the gym or whatever, I can hear the accent. I'm like, oh, like a few days ago, I heard someone speaking Spanish, and then I heard the Cuban accent. So I went up to him. He's like, I'm like, eres cubano, eres cubano. He's like, yeah, I'm Cuban. I was like, oh yeah, I knew it. So I'm getting a little bit better at like distinguishing the accents. Because before, like I never knew like what it sounded like. Even like right now, I haven't listened to any Cuban content at all. So I haven't watched any YouTube videos from Cuba. I haven't watched any TV shows or movies from Cuba, so I really don't know how it sounds. Apart from like the few conversations that I've had with some Cubans this year and last year, it's like very few. But yeah, it's really difficult. I thought it was going to be like the Dominican accent, and I thought it was going to be, you know, like the Puerto Rican accent, the Puerto Rico, de Puerto Rico. But like it's very distinct. It's a very distinct accent. So I thought it was going to be, I'm still like Caribbean accent and everything like that, but it's just like they're very distinct. Dominican, el acento dominicano, cubano, puertorriqueño, como son muy distintos. Like they're very distinct. They don't sound like exactly the same. Yeah, it's really different. Like Puerto Ricans, they have like their own tone. Like the tone of their voice is different from the Dominicans, even though like they cut the R's and stuff like that. Maybe they cut the S. I don't know if they cut the S's, but I know for sure they cut the R's. Dominicans sometimes do that as well, depending, of course, depending on the accent and everything like that. But they cut letters too. But still, like it's like the tone of their voice, and then also the rhythm, like everything, like it's like the tone, everything is like different still. And like in between, like for me, at least specific for me, from my personal view, like the in between the Dominicans and then the Puerto Ricans, and then the Cubanos, theirs is like I don't know how to. I still have no idea how to describe their accent. It's different. So yeah, I'm just starting to learn a little bit more and more on what different accents. But there's just a lot of accents that I haven't heard before because I haven't had conversations from Spanish speakers from every country. But I've heard last year. I heard the last year. I heard the Nicaragua. Ay Dios. El acento nicaragüense. I don't know how to say that in English. Nicaraguan. It's really difficult in English. El acento nicaragüense. So the accent from Nicaragua, I heard for the first time last year, and like, wow, that was. I had no idea I couldn't understand 98% of what she said. I heard like a few words, but the rest I had no idea what she was saying. Yeah, cool. Like we were dancing, whatever, and un poco de salsa dancing, and then yeah, she like asked me a question, and I had no idea what she was saying. Or apart from that, she was from Nicaragua. Apart from that, I had no idea what she was saying. I'm like, wow, it's crazy how different accents sound. And then yeah, apart from that, I've met some Colombians. I met a woman from Bolivia, Colombianos, Cubanos, Hondureños. The Honduran accent is a little bit difficult for me to understand too. But like for them, I haven't met that many either. Hondurans, Hondureños, Hondureños, Venezolanos. I've met a few Venezolanos. I feel like I can understand their accent a little bit more. Their accent is really, really interesting. I've only met a few Venezuelans, but their accent is very interesting in the way that it's like really like is that what's what I'm looking for? Oh, it's like that. So it's like it's really, really airy. So it's like maybe they'll pronounce the S, but it's like with a lot of air. So it's not like a este. It's more like a este, este, este. It's like it's really interesting. So like it's like very, very soft. Very, I guess like that's like how I would describe it. Like very hard. It's not very like duro. It's like not very como destacado. It's like no es muy destacado or muy duro, pero es muy like it's really, really soft. I don't think I answered your question. You said, what is the easiest accent for you to understand? The easiest one is, I don't know, probably the Mexican accent. That's so hard. It's so hard to say. I feel like every person that I meet, I don't understand them until I talk to them for a long time. Philip, again, I found your channel a month ago at the beginning of my language journey. Okay, excelente. Been searching for good resources for learning Spanish. Okay, excelente. Yeah, since I'm not a teacher, I don't really do like lessons or anything like that. So I mostly just give tips. I don't plan on becoming a teacher either. I have like zero desire to become a Spanish teacher. I don't want to become a teacher because for me to become a teacher, I know that it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of time to study for that. I have met Spanish teachers before. I've talked to them, and like the amount of work and dedication, the amount of years and time that they have dedicated to like learn the language is a lot. So I know for me, if I want to become like a Spanish teacher, I would have to like study a lot specifically for that. So just learning more about the language, like I do right now, but more like more like the formal way I would say, just like learning a lot more grammar. It's not that I don't learn grammar, but like nowadays I don't learn a lot of like grammar, like theory or like I don't go into my grammar textbook like ever anymore. I mostly just have I get my like any kind of grammar I learn is like just in context. So like for me, if I become a Spanish teacher, then I would have to make sure I know like all the different rules and things like that. Know a lot about more about like linguistics and things like that. But then also like the teaching aspect of it, because I know that's a big responsibility as well. Is learning how to teach, which I don't want to do all that. Learn how to teach other people. But yeah, I think there's plenty of other teachers, Spanish teachers available, especially me being in Texas. There's plenty of Spanish teachers all over the place. So I don't think, I don't want to be a Spanish teacher. I want to do something with Spanish, but I don't necessarily want to be a Spanish teacher. Great question. Bilingual secrets. ¿Piensas que en dentro de 20 años los estadounidenses serían 100% o sí? Perdóname. Necesito tomar un poco de agua. Ok, ¿piensas que en dentro de 20 años los estadounidenses serían 100% bilingüe en español? So bilingual seekers ask, do you think that in or within 20 years, the that like in the U.S., it's going to be 100% bilingual in Spanish? I won't say 100%. I mean, I don't know. So como predicción, ¿cómo se dice? Predicar? No, predicar. What is like to preach in Spanish? I forgot. There's preach and then there's like to predict. And I know like they're very similar. Predicar. Oh, presidir? No, presidir. I don't know. I forgot. Se me olvidó. So I don't think like 100%, but it could be like it could be 70%. And I say that like from, I'm not like super old or anything like that. Not super old, but I mean, I'm not that up in age, I will say. But like when I was like younger, I remember, or when I was younger, like let's say 5 or 6, something like that, 7 years old. In Minnesota, like in Minneapolis, like the Latino population, I don't remember. I'll just say like I know from statistics, like the Latino community like, wasn't that big, and now it's gotten a lot bigger than what it has been, like a lot more. And like before, it was definitely like more, at least in Minnesota, it was like more more Mexicans that lived in Minnesota, but now there's like people from all over the place. Now like in Minneapolis, there's I met there's como there's hay Colombianos, there's Colombians, there's Venezuelans, um, Dominicans. There's people from like a lot of places. Like so, like the Latino population, even there has grown a lot. Um, and then again, like they like there specifically, they started to make more bilingual schools. So they said, "Oh, see, okay, I got the words right. I got the words right at least. Thanks for that." So I got the words right. I didn't know which one was which. All right, cool. Preach is predicar, and then predecir is predict. All right, cool. So then yo predigo. Wait, hold on a second. I need to figure out how to conjugate this. Cause I have no idea in the first person. Oh, I got this verb book, and this is also in the description. So this is like little that's a little verb book here. I don't know if it's in here though, but this is also a affiliate link in the description box, so you can get it on Amazon if you would like. But you don't have to use that link. Like any link that I have in the description box of any of my videos, more likely like their affiliate links, which means like I'll get like a small commission if you use that link, but you don't have to use it. It's more of like you can use it, and then you can use it, and then like it helps basically to support the channel monetarily, monetariamente, algo así. Let me see though. But this is like really handy though. Muy útil. Oh, it's prodigo. Okay, good. Cause that's the funny part. So with like a lot of Spanish words, if you see that like the suffix is decir, like predecir, then you can conjugate it the same way. I just forgot. Yeah, so it's not in here. I mean, you would think out of 333 verbs, you would think that I would find it in here, but it's not. I preferir, I prevenir, prevenir, practicar, producir, probar. But yeah, this like is a really cool, really good verb book. So it's like it has a lot of verbs. So this is just like this one page has all these verbs, and then there's like some examples at the bottom here. I can't see very well. Then it has some examples at the bottom here. At the beginning of the book, there's like just explanations of the verbs as well, of like the grammar and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. So it's a lot. So like all the conjugations, all whatever 15 of them, 15 conjugations, whatever. How many do we have? How many do we have? 15, 15, 15 conjugations. I know I have them numbered somewhere. Anyway, there's a lot. That's available in the description box. So yeah, definitely check out the links in the description box for some resources for learning Spanish and for French. As for French, and then also if you want to see some books that I bought, check out my Spanish book haul video that I made back in January, and then I have some links to the books that I talked about in that video as well. If you would like to buy those books that I bought. So yeah, back to the question. So I'll say I know for sure it's gonna increase, just because especially just like how the world is now, like the U.S. is, like we're getting more into, like I would say, like accepting more multiculturalism, and a lot more people I would say are getting more interested in learning about language and learning about other cultures. Like I would say, like probably like more more than ever, especially with technology and things like that. We can talk to people from basically any country around the world. We have access to videos from different countries. We haven't had like access to this before, so I think that has like really increased the interest, especially with Spanish specifically, because there's so many Spanish speaking countries. The culture is amazing. So I can definitely see that we can get to like 80% within 20 years. So not just for the interest, but like for the educational system too, because I said we're having more bilingual schools. So since we're having more bilingual schools, children are actually starting to learn Spanish from a very young age, 5 or 6 years old. So that's different, from me, starting at 13. But like I didn't have to, or like even in high school, I didn't have to take Spanish when I was in high school. I didn't have to take Spanish when I was in high school. There's other languages too. But like with these bilingual schools, they're like Spanish, English. So like they're dedicated for learning Spanish, and they're learning at 5 to 6 years old. So you can only imagine, like how much that child will learn, at that young of age, learning a language. So, and of course, como estamos haciendo muchos bebés, estamos mezclando, tenemos como anglo, ¿cómo se dice? Anglo-hablantes, bueno, ¿cómo to say this? It's hard to explain this. Okay, like americanos, pero americanos que no son latinos, pero me entiendes, como somos iguales básicamente, pero like Spanish speakers, like native Spanish speakers, being married to non-native Spanish speakers, and then there's a lot more of that, especially specifically in Texas, right? So Texas is all about Tex-Mex. So like we're like very it's like very multicultural. Say like in Texas, a lot of people are it's not mixing together. But you have more like non-native Spanish speakers, marrying or having a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever with Spanish speakers. So then like really there's like it's like really like it's becoming more of a mixed language. I say like Spanglish really is becoming like an official language because Spanglish is used all the time, like Wachataria. I'm in San Antonio. Permanent Basin. Okay. Cynthia, funny channel looking for live study sessions. Oh, live study sessions. Oh, you're looking for those. That's cool. That I could do schoolwork with. Oh, it was a pure coincidence. So I liked your vibe and your dedication to learning Spanish. So I said, muchas gracias. Qué amable. Demasiado amable. Austin, ¿qué es lo más interesante cosa que has hecho esta semana? Esta semana, ¿qué es? Hoy es sábado. Buena pregunta. Bueno, la cosa más interesante que yo hice esta semana fue bailando. Yo fui a bailar. Yo fui a bailar y sí, eso siempre, perdóname, eso siempre me hace muy feliz. Pone una sonrisa y eso fue la más interesante cosa que yo había hecho, bailar. Yo predigo, okay. Gerald Mason, do you read Spanish language comics? I haven't. I mean, I don't really read comics even in English. I wish. I watch a lot of like TV shows and series and movies that are based off comics, but I never got into reading comics. I mean, I didn't grow up with like comic books and stuff like that. I wish, but no. But I think since you have mentioned it, I probably should just for the experience. I think that'd be a good idea. Puro dance, claro que sí. Aranitas, Texas. Bob Esponja. Bacala, México. Ah, vives en Odessa. Ah, qué excelente. Tenemos muchos tejanos acá, muchos tejanos. Órale. También me encanta la banda, me encanta bailar a la banda. Eso es la neta. La banda, la cumbia, un poco de todo. La boda de Huitlacoche es una de mis canciones favoritas, pero no tengo ni idea qué se trata. Yo sé que, yo sé que es Huitlacoche, yo sé que es una boda, pero ¿qué es una boda de Huitlacoche? No tengo idea. Cintia, ¿qué tipo de música bailas? Yo bailo a, a, a cada tipo de baile que podrías imaginar. Yo bailo la salsa, el merengue, la cumbia, la bachata y un poco de la bata. Bueno, no, ¿cómo se nombre este baile que se bailen a la banda? No estoy seguro de el nombre de ese tipo o de este estilo de baile. But yeah, I dance to salsa, bachata, merengue, cumbia. Yeah, those mostly. But I would say I know a lot more salsa steps more than anything because I've taken like more classes of stuff for salsa. But bachata, I don't know that. Like bachata, I mostly just like learned by like watching people. But I don't really know how to like do it very well. I only know from like watching people. But I haven't really taken. I've taken like very most basic like classes for bachata. But I mean, it's like it's like how many steps are different. It's only like 3 or 4 steps, which is like the basic, like beyond basic. So it's like not much that I know how to do with bachata, unfortunately. Y tú, ¿qué tipo de música bailas? Bilingual Secrets, vi en Twitter que compraste unos libros en español. ¿Cómo va la lectura? Sí, yo compré una variedad de libros, pero me va bien, pero estoy leyendo muy despacito. El primer libro que yo terminé, ok. El primer libro que yo terminé, ese género, el género de este año, no, no, el género, no, el enero de ese año fue este libro, 17 minutos, entrevista con el dictador por Jorge Ramos. I mean, if you live in the U.S., I mean, not just in the U.S., maybe in Mexico, maybe you know who Jorge Ramos is. Él es un periodista bastante famoso en los Estados Unidos. I don't know if he was born in Mexico, but I mean, he speaks English and Spanish. So yeah, he's pretty popular in the I don't know like in the U.S. as far as like he's obviously he's done an interview with interview with ideas with Maduro with Nicolás Maduro. Y I mean, sí, had como un poco de lucha con Donald Trump. I mean, yeah, he has a book. I mean, he has a book about that. That's why I'm laughing because I've like seen. I watched like their little conversation on YouTube, which is right, like literally right here. So this was happened about a few years ago. This, like como la portada aquí, es una conversación entre Trump y Jorge Ramos. Eso pasó en los Estados Unidos, yo creo, hace como 5 minutos. But yeah, so this book is about stranger, a desafío de inmigrante latino in la era de Trump. So I bought this book because I read the other book. I enjoyed it. So I just want to read about this. So that's muy llamativo. But, look at this. I have a donation here. We have a super chat from Miss Black Panther. Thank you very much for the $9.99. I'll say $10. $10 super chat and donation. Thank you very much. Put it on the screen. Oh, show. What is the name of the program that allows you to watch Spanish languages movies with subtitles in both Spanish as well as English? I only know of one right now, and it is called the LingoPie. If you're talking about something that's outside of Netflix, that's the only one that I know of. But LingoPie is like really new. Like I just heard about it for the first time last year, but I think that's what you're referring to. So LingoPie, from what I know, and I'm definitely don't sponsor them. I'm not getting paid to say this, but I'm just like from what I remember, that LingoPie is like specifically it's like a Netflix but for language learning. So I don't know who made it, but whoever made it, they specifically made it for language learners. So they have like a whole bunch of languages on there. So it's like imagine like Netflix, but with different movies and TV shows for different languages. And I think there they have like the double subtitles on there. If you're referring to something outside of YouTube, if you're referring to something outside of Netflix, that's like the only other platform that I know of. But I haven't used it yet. That's the only thing. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know too much about it. I haven't looked too much into it besides like seeing their ads on YouTube a lot. Seeing their ads on YouTube. That I've seen some language learners on YouTube, some different creators. I've heard them talk about, or I've heard like their ads, not their ads. What was I say? I know that there's some content creators on YouTube that have sponsored them before. I'm trying to think. Salifu Max's language reactor. I don't know about that one. Let me look it up. Let's see. So we have language. There's one more. I'm trying to think. But yeah, I know there's LingoPie, and I think that's like a week free or something like that. So I think it is subscription based. I mean, look up right now. I have no idea how much it costs. I think like the first week or something like that is free. Let's check it out. Start for free trial. Great TV, limited time, 70% off. Da, 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 da. Nine languages for one price. All shows come with two sets of subtitles. Click on any word to get an instant translation. That's kind of cool. I want to know what kind of like shows that they have on here though. Designed for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. Where are the shows? 7-day free trial, cancel anytime, unlimited access. Let me see what kind of. You get access to thousands of hours of great TV shows in a language. Oh, it's only TV shows. Or is it movies too? TV shows in a language you want to learn. Every show comes with subtitles. Sorry, I said that already. You also get tons of other great language learning features and tools that help you learn alongside your TV shows. All right, so that's Lingo Pie. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying it out. I mean, since the first week is free, why not? But as far as if there's any other ones, I don't know. So Salifu says there's, and pardon me if I'm saying your name incorrectly, because I'm not good with pronouncing words. Not the best. Salifu says Mac, or Salifu Mac, language reactor. Language reactor is totally free as far as I've experienced it, and I can use it on any platform where there's a video. It also isolates words from the given program and allows you to study them. Oh, sweet. Well, let me look up language reactor. I know Netflix, they have like a plugin, but that's like probably not what you're talking about. Like Netflix has like their own plugin. I think to have like extra subtitles, I think or something like that. And then also, if you didn't know, with Netflix, you can with Netflix you can, I think it's called something different now. It's like Netflix Party or something like that. So with Netflix Party, it's like you watch like a movie or TV show with like a group of people, like whoever has a link or whatever. So then it's kind of almost like this right now. So like, except for we would be watching like Netflix, and like watching Netflix, there's been this little chat box, and then you can chat with someone while you're watching a movie or TV show. At least I think they still have that. I mean, last time I used that was like 3 years ago, so I'm not sure if they still have that. Me está molestando. Let's see if Netflix still has this thing. Yeah. Oh, they did change the name. Oh, this is like really. Why does it have a whole page? Different. Oh, yeah, this has changed a little bit. So it's actually called Netflix Teleparty. So before it was called, I think, just Netflix Party before. You can get it for free. It's a new way to watch TV with your friends online. So it's like, I think it's just like a little plug-in in the download. Yeah, so like it's pretty easy install from what I remember. It's like pretty easy to get it going. You just have to go on Netflix and then like it should like pop up or something like that. But that's pretty cool. Like if you want to, to watch a movie or a TV show like with like for some of your Spanish speaking friends that you don't right now live with. I've done that before, and that was like really cool. You can like chat in Spanish and like watch a Spanish movie TV show. That's pretty cool. Qué chévere. And then Salifo says it also isolates words from the given program and allows you to study them. Oh, I think I read that already. So there you go, Miss Black Panther. That's it's really the only one I remember, or that I know of, honestly, is Lingo Pie. Yeah, that's like, let's see, you watch Spanish language movies with subtitles. Oh, maybe I didn't answer your question. If I didn't, let me know, because you said program. So I don't know if you mean by program if you mean something that you can download or like an extension, anything like that. But I mean, if you are, then the one for Netflix, like the one I was talking about. Netflix language. Oh, there it is. For the Netflix one, that one is called Language Learning with Netflix. That's a Chrome extension. Then you have language reactor, also a Chrome extension, or is it extension? Looks like an extension. But yeah, that's really the only ones I know of. Tamales colados. Tamales colados. ¿Qué significa colado, Jedi? Cynthia, wow, okay, bailarín. That's really cool. Yeah, it is fun. I like. I'm excited. I've been learning a lot of Spanish. Um, a lot of Spanish vocabulary from dancing, so it's actually been really fun, like really educational. They're learning more about Latin culture, Spanish culture, or Hispanic culture in general by learning more about music, learning more about different dances from different Spanish speaking countries. So I've been learning a lot actually. So it's been pretty cool. Como pasito, paso, which like a movement, actually a movement, like a dance move or whatnot. Oh, thin crust, really. Tamales colados. Centro alado, like alado, lateral. Lateral is just like a movement from side to side. For la salsa. I mean, really, I mean, any dance move, like lateral. Bilingual Secrets, gracias Joshua. Yo me voy, o ya me voy. Fue un placer participar hoy. Sí, muchas gracias por participar con nosotros y haciendo buenas preguntas y preguntas muy llamativas y interactivas. Entonces, muchas gracias y cuídense muchísimo. Buenas noches. Ay, Dios. Um, let me get these out the way. I hope I can read all these books this year. I gotta stop being so lazy. Well, not lazy. I just gotta put more time into reading. I'm reading way too slow right now. But this specific book, I don't know if I can finish this book this year. Maybe all the other ones, but this one's gonna be like a lot. This one's Ese libro tiene más que 400 páginas, 408. 408 páginas ese libro. No me puedes lastimar. Es como un libro de desarrollo personal. What's like another phrase for that? It's like superar, libro de superación, algo así. Pero como me encanta ese tipo estos tipos de libros que te puede enseñar cómo desarrollar una mente más fuerte, cómo superar lo que estás enfrentando en la vida, like those different types of things. And like the different type of vocabulary. I like the different words and vocabulary words that are that are in like personal development books within Spanish specifically. Como no me puedes lastimar, like that one, that's like a really good one. No me puedes lastimar, like you aren't able to like hurt me or lastimar, yeah, like hurt me. I like that type of vocabulary because then I can use this type of vocabulary to like help out my friends who are Spanish speakers. I like using those type of vocabulary words. Johnny V, no entiendo nada. ¿Qué es lo que no te entiende exactamente? Dígame eso. Dígame, books is how couch go. Ah, sí, que guay. No entiendes, Johnny. What don't you understand, Johnny? Y muchas gracias por venir. Thank you for coming very much. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you like this live stream and subscribe. Suscríbete. Suscribir. a este canal, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you can be notified for future videos. I have at least one video coming out every single week. And I'm trying to do a lot more with shorts, make more video shorts and things like that. And then if you haven't yet, you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. If you just like search in Spanish Blueprints, it should come up. So I'm also fairly active on there. Well, Twitter's a little bit different. But if you go like on my YouTube channel, and then you'll see like if you're on your computer, you see like on the top right on the banner, you'll see like my different social media icons. So that is there. Like here's another phrase I like: domina tu mente, which is like to like dominate your mind, but it's like to control your mind. Domina tu mente. No me puedes lastimar. ¿Qué más tenemos acá? Pruebas de resistencia. ¿Qué más tenemos? ¿Qué más? Yeah, I love that type of vocabulary in Spanish, always. Malditas cosas también. Adoptando una mentalidad de víctima o inconscientes de su verdadero potencial. So I love like those different types of phrases. So that one's adopting a victim mentality. Adoptando una mentalidad de víctima. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those different types of words. So, I mean, I think this is just like him talking about his story and stuff like that, but he also gives tips. So that's why I would like to read this. Well, yeah, I'm trying to read 3 books right now. It's not a good idea. I'm not really getting anywhere. So I'm reading that, or I'm trying to I want to read like a little bit of this book because I like personal development. Read this book, and then this book. What's the book at? Where'd it go? Fundación. Oh, it's at the bottom. I'm not getting that one. Fundación. Then I'm also reading a book in French right now, and I'm about to finish my French book. So we'll see how that goes. Ya vi mi level de español es muy bajo. No te preocupes, necesito estudiar. Está bien. And Johnny, when did you start learning Spanish? And why did you start to learn Spanish? Dere duro. I can't show my R. Will I be understood? Yes. Oh, did I make a video about that? I made a video about rolling your R's, how to do it, but I don't think I made a video about that. That's a good question though. That's a good question. I should make a video about that. But yeah, the answer to that is of course you can. I mean, of course they can. It's not how to describe this. It's not going to be that difficult for someone to understand you if you don't do that. So I'll give you an example. So if you don't say carro, you don't say carro, but you say carro. Like someone be able to get, oh, you're talking about carros. Okay. Está bien. Instead of saying perro, you say perro. Like, oh yeah. That's my perspective. And maybe it depends on the word, but for the most part, it's not like a make or break thing. It's not like, oh, since you can't pronounce your double R, that means no Spanish speaker is going to be able to understand you. It's not like that at all. You'll be able to communicate just fine, and people will be able to understand you. So that's what I would say. So don't worry about that, or don't stress out about that. What I would focus more on is, well, not focus more on, but just focus. Just focus in general on pronouncing your letters to the best of your ability. As long as you do that, you're gonna be understood more and more. As long as you really focus on pronouncing your letters correctly. But the double R is nothing you don't have to like stress out about. Like, oh, I didn't say perro, but I said perro. It's like you don't have to worry about them not being able to understand you. Like people will be able to figure it out. If not, then you can always explain it. Like what you're trying to say. Como un animal que ladrar, es muy ruidoso, es muy sucio, tus pelos están en cada rincón de mi casa, algo así. That is a great question. That is a great question. I would recommend don't do what I have done in the past, and which is like slur my words. So that was a very bad habit for me. Very bad habit. It's like slurring my words. So it's like I wouldn't say like the letters correctly. It would just be like, how do I put this? How do I have an example? Um, Carro. Like instead of saying like carro, for example, it'd be like carro, like carro. Because like I had a habit of like mumbling because I was so nervous, and then saying words too fast. Whereas like like when I started to say words in a very like slurred type of way. So yeah, that's like the worst for me at least. Like that was like my worst speaking habit was like slurring my words because I'm trying to speak too fast, and then oh yeah, it's a combination of multiple things. Where I was like slurring so much, it was fear, and then I would mumble. I didn't know how to pronounce the words correctly or the letter correctly and whatnot, and then speaking too fast, and then also trying to force an accent is not a good combination. So yeah, I'm still working on trying to eliminate many of my pronunciation habits that I have had over the years. So, but I'm getting better, little by little. Y ok, yo diría que nos quedan 10 minutos más o menos. So I'll say we have about 10 more minutes of this live stream before me tengo que ir. Me tengo que ir before I have to leave. Y terminar esta live stream. So about 10 more minutes. So if you have any questions, make sure that you ask them. And if you are joining in, make sure that you like this live stream. Dale gusto, dale gusto. And subscribe to my channel. Also, tell your friends. Tell your friends. Share my videos on your social media, on your tweeters, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, all that good stuff. Share my videos. Get the word out there. I'm trying to grow the channel. Quiero crecer el canal. Generar más personas, una audiencia más grande. I know there's plenty of people who love learning languages and that are interested in learning Spanish. So, and then also turn on your notifications too. And I'll always check the description boxes of the videos. I don't know why like my brain is shut down. Check the description boxes of these live streams and also for like my regular videos that I make on the shorts too. I mean, all my videos for different resources. Have my Spanish conversation blueprint that you can download. That's free. And then on this live stream specifically, I have some tutors. I have some ITALKI tutors that I have used in the past. 2 from Spain and then 1 from Mexico. And I have videos with them as well on my channel that I've made. Those videos are really embarrassing to me. I don't want to look at them. Like they embarrass me, but because of the way I was speaking. But I was super nervous. But anyway, so I have 3. If you look in the description box right now of this live stream, you'll see 3 of those tutors that I have taken that I suggested taking. If you are using iTalki, it's like those tutors were really good that I enjoyed. And then also there's always a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page too, where you can donate as well. Donar to support my channel. And then also comment on my videos as well. Make sure that you do that because I love to read your comments and respond and can continue the conversation. And I'd like to know how you feel about my videos, if they're trash, basura, or son de oro, if they are gold. So it's good to know. De Doodle says I've been studying on and off for years now, but I feel like this time I feel myself getting it. Listen to rap music, although I don't know what they're saying. I do understand the words. Oh yeah, I mean, especially if you listen to rap, that's gonna be quite challenging to listen to. I mean, not just for like the pacing of the words, we gotta think about like the meaning behind words. For the rap, or reggaeton or whatever, right? There's like a lot of meaning behind words too. Like yeah, for me, like I probably would like understand a lot of reggaeton because I mean, there's a lot of cultural, cultural aspect as well behind the words that you're listening to. So it's a lot. It's a lot to say the least. Okay, I have a question for y'all. Let me know what have been some of your favorite videos that you have watched of mine. What have been some of your favorite videos of mine? Or what type of video do you enjoy on my YouTube channel? Like, do you like the videos where I give tips? Do you like the videos where I talk about my language learning journey, my Spanish learning journey? Are you liking the videos where I talk with other language learners and they share their stories? Or do you like my rant videos where I just rant about like different things? What type of videos are you enjoying on my channel thus far? I like ranting a lot, if you haven't noticed. So I'll definitely be making more than likely more rant videos in the future. Déjame saber. De duro. Okay. Thank you very much for saying that. Your live streams, that's good to know. I'm glad people like these live streams. I like these live streams a lot too. They're pretty cool. I'm happy I started to do them a lot. You live stream also when you're talking about Duolingo. Sweet. I may or may have not recorded another Duolingo video today. I won't confirm that, but it's a possibility that may be uploaded next week. Jarrell Mason, Jareye, Spanish. I don't know. I have no idea. Do you use iTalki for speaking Spanish? I have. I haven't this year. Have I had any? I think I've only had maybe one iTalki lesson this year. This year, I really don't plan on having many. Like if I do have some, it would be very minimal. Last year I had like over 30 iTalki lessons, but this year just because schedule, I'm focused on other things. I'll probably have a lot less. I don't plan on having a lot of them, but last year I definitely had a lot of iTalki lessons. I mean, more than I ever had before. Like last year was like the first time I really used it a lot, and it definitely helped. It definitely helped. That's for sure. That's one thing I can say is it helped a lot because I had a lot of, like I said beforehand, I had a lot of bad speaking habits just from over the years, and not, you know, on and off studying Spanish, learning Spanish in college, but not knowing how to speak, and yeah, hope a lot of different reasons why I had terrible speaking habits, and I didn't know how bad my speaking was until I started talking with the tutor and started talking with Spanish speakers. So it definitely helps to improve, your pronunciation and like speaking skills in general. And then specifically for me, I had tutors that were from, Spain and Mexico. So, learning about, Spanish culture, learning about Mexican culture, mostly learning about Mexican culture because the tutor I had, Cynthia, I had more than the other ones. Like the other ones, I probably had like two or three total. But with Cynthia, I had like a lot more. But yeah, definitely a great resource. And if you haven't used it yet, okay, then yeah, sorry if I'm like mispronouncing your name because I'm not good at pronouncing names. If it's Jarrell, but yeah, if you haven't used it yet, you can definitely check out the link in the description of this video so you can get some discounts. It only works if you have it on your trial lessons, because like when you first sign up, you'll have like I think 3 trial lessons or something like that. But yeah, like if you're first signing up, the link in the description will work for you, so you can get a discount. I think it's like if you let's see, I would have to look it up. Let me look it up real quick because I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Let's see, what is it? It should be the same. So yeah, get 10 US dollars in ITALKI credits after you purchase $20 worth. So that link is in the description box. They Doodle. People really don't like Duolingo, but it helps me in small doses. My next venture is getting the courage to use iTalki. Oh yeah, definitely get on iTalki and use the description, or use the link in the description like I was just talking about. You get a little discount. But yeah, definitely use iTalki because it's I would say use iTalki before you're ready. That's what I would say. Like when it comes to speaking, you just have to like throw yourself in there and do it. Really, at least that has been my experience because I'm a very nervous person. Maybe I don't seem like it, but I get quite nervous when I speak Spanish. Always have been. I'm very quite an introvert, so speaking in general is just kind of challenging for me. But even now, I still have some fear when I speak Spanish. So it's not like, for me, it's not like the fear has gone away. So that's why I give that advice to everybody. Like, always just speak no matter what. It doesn't matter if you feel scared, because you can still speak when you're scared. Like that's the biggest thing you have to realize. You can still speak when you're scared. It might maybe not be be the best, but you can still speak when you're scared or whatnot. Or you have a little fear or whatnot, or you feel insecure. So that's why I would definitely just yeah, definitely just dive in. It'll help you out a lot, depending on what your goal is too. And I think that's a good thing of like these tutors is that if you find a good one too, that you vibe well with, is that they are focused on your goals, like whatever your goals are that you bring into the lesson. Then that lesson will be tailored for your goals. I think that's like one of the best parts. Like if you're struggling with if you're struggling with, I don't know, how to conjugate verbs or something like that, they can help you with that. If you're trying to focus just on, just speaking practice, then, you could just speak, for 20 minutes. Or you need explanation about grammar, you get people who can do that. So that's like a really good benefit of using iTalki. They don't pay me to say that. I wish, maybe one day, but definitely not sponsored. But I would like to sponsor iTalki one day. But yeah, I mean, like definitely after the Duolingo update, people absolutely hate Duolingo, or some people do. Like the complaints are like super long. Like I see on Twitter, on YouTube, like I see just blocks of like of comments on how much people do not like the new Duolingo update. It's kind of funny, in a sad way. But I mean, they did what they did, so. There's also, if you didn't know, there's also, if you feel very strongly about it, there's a petition on Twitter. There's a petition on Twitter to change Duolingo back to the old version. There's literally a petition on Twitter for that. Yeah, people are very serious. People are very serious about their Duolingo. That is for sure. But I don't know. I don't know. It seems like that they wouldn't change it. But I don't know if enough language learners complain about it, if they would change it back. I have no idea. But I mean, I think it's still useful. So, I mean, for me, it's very useful for French because I'm a complete beginner with French. So I definitely like So I definitely like to Yeah, use Duolingo for French. J'ai mangé. J'ai mangé. I'll say one thing I don't like about the. I mean, I can tolerate the single. I can tolerate that because I can still jump to different sections, to different units. So I can tolerate that. What I don't like is I don't like the guidebooks because the guidebooks are they don't have that much in the guidebooks because beforehand, in one unit, you would have multiple tips page for like each of the skills, each of the topics for each, like in a unit. So you would have multiple tips, like tips page, but now you just have one guidebook for one unit. I don't really like that because it's not that much. But anyway, we have the internet, so we can like look up grammar, rules and stuff like that. So it's not super serious. But it would be nice if I didn't have to, go out to a different, to a different website. But it's fine. It's all right. I won't complain that much. Mon frère.
Mon frère.
Mon frère.
La femme est contente.
La femme est contente. So that is la mujer es con. See, this is what happens every single time I try to switch from French to English. Contente. Oh my goodness gracious. La contente. Content. How do you say content and contente, right? All right, listen to this again.
La femme est contente.
La femme est contente. But it's spelled contente. That's why I'm like super confused right now. All right. We'll do like 5 more minutes. We'll end the live stream because this is ridiculous. Look at this. So in French, this is why it's confusing. This is why it's confusing. La femme est content or content because it changes with the French. It changes if it's like French or if it's French or what am I talking about? It changes depending on if it's feminine or masculine. So right here, la femme est content.
La femme est contente.
La femme est content. So you see why I'm very confused. Look how this is spelled. If I want to say this in Spanish, like I would just like say that's contente, but it's not contente. It's content.
La femme est contente.
Content. It's just like why? That's why French is so confusing. So then I just try to switch over to Spanish, and I was just like, wait, is it contente? Contenta? And that's how I get mixed up. But thank you very much, Cynthia. Contenta. So la mujer es contenta. But but this is like the cool thing about French is like kind of similar to Spanish in that way. So like in this case, like you have.
La femme est contente.
I'm sorry, I did not want to do that again. Like you have the AST, the EST, which is just like S. So that again, that aspect is kind of similar to Spanish. And then la femme, so la mujer. So like you have like the masculine word right, or the feminine word right there. And it's kind of strange, like like the adjective content that changes to the a. I don't changes like the a. No, like the how do I say this? This one is content because it's feminine, the E. Anyway, this is not a French class. Pero Paul C, thank you very much. Hasta luego. Muchas gracias por venir y para participar en the chat here. Thank you very much. I know they closed the forums, but they still have them. They have like the answers archived. I think I looked it up today. You can't I guess you can't ask new questions, right? Or something like that. But I know like if I go on here right now and if I get something wrong, I can still see the forum here.
Le chien. Eddie et Junior.
Oh no, that's the story. Never mind. But anyway, I can still access the forum, but it's just the whatchamacallit. It's just like the archived messages, so it's like not new ones, I guess, something like that. Pero anyways, as you can see, I'm very confused. Content doesn't make French is so French is like English in that way. French is very like English in that way. It's not phonetic. You don't sound like T's, you don't sound E's and S's. It's like very strange pronunciation rules, just like very similar to English. Just annoying. Very, very annoying. Paul C says, oh wait. Oh, Dede Doodle says I wouldn't change it. I use it more now than before. Oh wow. So you actually do like the update. Cool. Paul says, hi there. Just like to say that I've learned most of Spanish on YouTube from Butterfly Spanish. Oh, awesome. Butterfly Spanish, Anna is amazing because I love that style of teaching, like on the whiteboard. That's how I learned like really good that way. The language tutor, Gringo Espanol, and the best Spanish blueprints. Oh, thank you very much. Very kind. Muy amable. I have a joke, Spanish. Spanish joke. Are you ready? What do you get when you get a bear mad? It's called a furioso because bear in Spanish is oso. Ah. That is a good one. You always have really good jokes. It's a furioso. I like that one. That's pretty good. De Canada. That's where I have learned the most in Duo. Oh, from the forums. Okay. So you learn the most from the forums. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they are pretty helpful. Pero bueno, llegamos al fin de este live stream. So we have come to the end of this live stream. Thank you very much. We have 2 hours, 2 horas y media. Wow. 2 hours y 2 horas y 36 minutos. Oh, wow. Mr. Fack or Fake. Hi, I finally had time. How long will the stream continue? I'm literally just ending right now. Como estoy diciendo mis últimas palabras de ese live stream. Desafortunadamente, lo siento muchísimo. Pero ojalá que podrías unirte la próxima vez que tenga un live stream otra vez. Pero si no, you can watch the live stream. But yeah, I'm definitely just about to end. Or about to end right now. But thank you all very much for joining again. Thank you for participating in the chat. This is very, very fun for me because I get to practice, speaking Spanish. So it's actually really, really good for me too. I hope it's good for y'all as well. Get your questions answered and for us to, build a nice little language learning community. So yeah, thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this live stream. Like it, dale un like. And also check out the links in the description box for this video for different resources. Then also check out if you want some like other books, because I don't have like every single book that I have right now. In the description box, you can check out my Spanish book haul video. I have some books or the links, some affiliate links to Amazon, so you can check out those books if you like to buy them. The books that I bought for my book haul, my first ever book haul. So that's pretty special. That's fun. And then thanks again, Miss Black Panther, for the great $9.99 donation. Thank you very much. And also, if anybody would like to donate as well to my channel, you can, it's also in the description of this video, or all my videos and live streams, where you can donate at my Buy Me a Coffee page, donar dinero, y you can donate. So that helps for the channel. I mean, I just bought like a new camera with the donations that I have received thus far. So, I mean, you can probably tell, like it looks like I'm really like very surprised. Me sorprende, okay? It looks absolutamente más clara. Like I love it. It looks really cool and like really crisp. So yeah, thank you everyone for muchas gracias a todos ustedes por sus donaciones, for all your donations, your support, your comments, for watching my videos, and for all the amazing comments, because your comments definitely help me to stay motivated, because it's kind of difficult sometimes making videos. I won't lie. Difficult in the sense like some days I don't feel like recording. Some days I just want to not record and just sleep or play video games or do something else that's not related to making videos. So I definitely like all the videos and for studying too. course, sometimes I don't feel like very motivated to study, but this YouTube channel and all of your comments, really helped me to stay motivated, to continue to study, continue to make videos. So that's all that, is very appreciated very much. So muchas gracias a todos ustedes por la motivación que me motiva, me empuja para seguir para adelante y aprender más y sí, para todo. So thank you all, and y'all have a great morning, afternoon, or good night. And don't forget, no te olvides de nunca deja de estudiar. Never forget to, or don't ever stop, trying to translate or interpret rather. Don't ever stop learning Spanish. Have fun. Don't stress out too much. Don't be like me in the past. Don't stress out too much. And yeah, just enjoy the journey because it's absolutely fun, as you can tell. It's amazing. It's very fun. It's very rewarding, and you won't regret it. Nunca te vas a arrepentir. Te lo juro. So keep going and enjoy. Have a good night. Buenas noches. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes.